Once upon a time, in a tiny kingdom nestled between emerald fields and golden sunsets, there lived a miller who boasted to anyone who would listen that his daughter Emma could spin straw into gold. Now, Emma was just an ordinary girl with a kind heart and dreams as big as the summer sky. She didn't know how to spin straw into gold, of course, but her father was so proud and always telling the most fabulous tales. One day, the boast reached the ears of the king, a man of wealth and endless curiosity. Intrigued and wanting to fill his tired coffers with gold, he summoned Emma to the palace. With a voice like pebbles clinking at the bottom of a clear stream, he spoke, "Spin this roomful of straw into gold by morning, or you shall never see the sun again." Poor Emma was beside herself with worry, pacing back and forth in the dusky room with towers of straw casting long shadows. As her tears sparkled in the moonlight, a funny little man, wrinkled as an old apple and with eyes like wise stars, appeared before her. "Why so glum, young maiden?" he chirped, a shrewd smile curling his thin lips. Emma sniffled and shared her tale of woe. The little man, crossing his arms in thought, offered his help. "I can spin straw into gold," he declared with a twinkle, "but what will you give me in return?" Emma, desperate to keep her life, agreed to give him her necklace, a precious gift from her mother. And so, the little man whirled and twirled until the straw shimmered into golden threads. The next morning, the king was overjoyed, but being greedy, he commanded her to repeat the miracle with twice as much straw. Emma, now even more distressed, was visited again by the little man. This time he asked for her ring in exchange for the golden miracle. To save herself, Emma obliged, and once more the room gleamed golden by dawn's light. Nonetheless, the king's hunger for gold was not sated. He demanded one last roomful of straw to be turned into gold. When the little man came again, Emma had nothing more to give. With a sigh, the impish figure proposed, "Promise me your firstborn child when you become queen, and I shall finish this task." Emma, seeing no other choice, promised, and the deed was done. Years passed, and true to the king's word, Emma became queen and bore a beautiful baby boy. Almost forgotten was her pledge to the little man until he appeared one stormy night, reminding her of the promise made under moonlight. Desperate to keep her child, Emma begged and pleaded for another way. With a little mercy in his eyes, the man said, "Guess my name within 3 days, and your child is yours to keep." Emma searched far and wide for names, sending messengers to gather the peculiar and the plain. On the first day, she guessed all the names she knew, from Otis to Fergus. But the little man simply shook his head with a mischievous grin. On the second day, Emma tried the oddest names she could think of, like Zebedee and Pringle. Still, no hint of satisfaction came from her peculiar companion. Finally, on the third day, one of her messengers recounted seeing a silly little man. He was dancing around a blazing fire in the woods, singing a strange song in the moonlight. "Today I bake, tomorrow I brew, the next, I'll have the young queen's child. Lovely games you'll never win, Rumpelstiltskin's my name of kin." Armed with this knowledge, Emma stood before the little man. As the stars began to twinkle, with a confident voice, she uttered, "Is your name Rumpelstiltskin?" The little man's face turned scarlet with perplexed rage, and with a furious stomp, he disappeared in a puff of smoke, never to bother Emma again. And so, the queen lived happily ever after with her beloved child, teaching him the importance of kindness, wisdom, and the perils of greed. The memory of the little man faded into a cautionary bedtime story, reminding everyone of the importance of keeping promises and the power of a clever mind.